We're looking at just 1 minute past the 7. Dr. Raj is here with me. Welcome back, Dr. Raj.
Pleasant good evening to you and the listeners and viewers out there.
Yes.
I must say my condolences and my sympathy goes out to all those who were affected by the floods throughout Trinidad, especially those in Sangre Grande. You know, that's my hometown.
Yeah.
And I must say, I love the way our fellow Trinidadians rally to the cause. And that is something I'm very proud of.
Yes, me too.
It has made me, you know,
Feel good to be
a Trini.
Yeah.
Trini to the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, something you could thump your chest and say, yes, I am that.
Yes.
That's a good reflection. Well, of course, you have your bad elements and whatnot, but I hope the Lord deals with them. Anyway, we're here tonight to talk about sex, and more sex. I see we have a audience that's building up. Anil, pleasant good evening. Sam, how are you, my friend? Parasram, how are you? These are friends and family members. I see my son is watching. Congratulations, son. You know what, daddy. Yes, I'm so proud of him.
Yes.
So proud of my son and son-in-law.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see my grandson.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, you know, stages of life. Huh?
Yes, I love my grandson.
Wayne, how are you? Wayne is over in Tampa also. My son is in Tampa, so Wayne, I will be there soon, Wayne. You know that. Riza, how are you? Better known as Izo, my good childhood friend. Anyway, you know, a person asked me about sex questions. He said, let me ask you this question. When we ask a question about sex, is there one answer or a correct answer? And the answer to that is not a simple answer. First and foremost, there is no one correct answer. But there are lots of wrong answers because there are lots of false information out there. Something is buzzing. There you go. There are lots of false information out there. Some people talk with authority when they don't have authority or they don't have the real answer. But they want to sound important or they want to sound as though they know. But the answers for the questions that you may have about sex or relationship or anything related to that has to do with the individuals who are involved. So personalities play a very important part in the answer that you get. Some of the answers may not be to your liking, but it may be an answer that is acceptable for the question. And that's also important to note. So recently I have a lot of friends on Facebook, and I was looking at some of the things that were happening on Facebook. And this young lady who I'm a friend with, her name is Ciara, asked a question: why do men prefer to hang out with their friends over their wife? And that's a very legitimate question.
Yes, it is.
Very legitimate question. Now, of course, there are 73 answers to that question, comments that people make. Of the 73, I will say about 80% they ballpark correct, or they have hit the nail on the head, and the other 20% is just people playing the fool. Like somebody said, come over by me, I'll give you the answer. Well, of course, they try to tell the person that they have the answer at home. Come and spend time with me. But one of the things you must realize about men are not like women in many, many ways. One of those ways, when women get together, they talk, they chitter-chatter and whatnot. And they spend time together doing things and maybe gossiping and whatnot. Men are not like that. We have the need to bond as male. And persons who are not male will not understand this, and I mean women. We get a certain amount of satisfaction and we get a high out of male bonding. It has nothing to do with homosexuality, as what one person said. It has nothing to do with wanting to be away from the wife. It just has to be with that need that we need to relate to persons of the same sex, persons who are our partner or friend or kindred, whatever word you want to use. We need to connect with that person ever so often. Whether it be to make a fishing line, a all fours line, a rum shop line, a lime on the block, or just to hang out and be in each other company. And there is a certain amount of energy that is generated by that, which you cannot explain to other persons. But you can explain to another male. And he will understand that. Because if you say, well, I just like to hang out with Harry boy. When I'm with Harry, I just feel so cool and he's such a nice person. And you say, yeah, boy, I have a friend like that. Or I have friends like that. Or I have a group of individuals. When we're together, it doesn't matter what's happening in the world. Women cannot understand that. Right? So that's one correct answer. Yes, we like to hang out with guys. We like to spend time with our friends. And our friends may be older or younger than we are, you know. Or maybe same age. It may be friends who we grew up with. It may be friends who came along. It may be friends that you just meet and you just click with the person.
And cricket.
Yeah. So when you meet up, you reminisce. And we don't talk about the wives, you know. Contrary to what some women think, we don't get together to bad talk the wife and whatnot, you know. If men are doing that, it's not what male bonding is about. When we get together, we reminisce about the past. We give each other pecan, because a lot of will talk this past. When we get together, we are bonded. There's some guys who thrive on that. They like to hear pecan. They like to hear the nickname being called. And they like to hear reminisce about something. You remember when we go so-and-so place to thief that mango boy? And that dog Lego behind you? Yeah. And you had to run through that patch. It wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. And you'll have an argument to start off with that. But the argument is all in good jest. It's something that you enjoy. And that gives you I think there's a release of hormones. There's a release of chemicals in our brain that make we feel good about ourselves. That's why we like doing that. Now, the guys who like to meet and go and sit in the rum shop, it's the same thing, you know. Yeah. The guys who like to meet and go and play all fours, it's the same thing. But they bond at, there are different levels of bonding. So I would, no, there are lots of advice I could give to women about that. Because I went through that also. In my early years of marriage, I spent a lot of times with my friends, going camping, doing this, just having a good time. But you come to the realization sometimes that, hey, this is not profitable to me. And this is the other end of it. If what I'm doing is not really in my best interest, because, you know, when them guys go online, all them studying to do is go and make cook and whatnot, and I'm not really into that, you will pull yourself away from it. Once you come to the realization that it's no longer beneficial to you in whatever way. Now, you may enjoy the pecan and you may enjoy the lime and you may enjoy that bonding, but if it's not doing what it used to do to you, you'll pull back. You'll dress back. You say, I have to hang out with the guys every week and do this thing. Maybe once a month. If they call me, I'll go. And they're making all kind of excuses to stay away. And I tell them, well, here, what, I'm kind of busy, but the end of the month, I'll come and check all your guys. Or sometimes it could be financial. Say, boy, you know, every time we go online, everybody has put up, and I really am not the put up and thing.
Sometimes it could be wives' superstitions.
You mean that you're running away from them?
Yeah. They think that you're going with some woman or something.
Oh, we get in there.
Yeah.
We get into that aspect. Mm-hmm. So the male bonding is very important for the young man out there who is now developing relationship. Now from that, you learn certain things also. You might hear the guys talking about something. Or let me say, for example, and I'll give you a good example. You're at home. You're just married. You have your friends and whatnot. When I say just married, a year or two, whatever. Mm-hmm. And your partner car break down. And he call you. You immediately drop everything to go and help him, you know. Now she's thinking, what's wrong with he, boy? Mm-hmm. I thought we was planning to do something tonight. He going to help our man. Mm-hmm. Now, she will not understand that. But for us, it's the right thing to do. Because we will think that if I am in that same position, I will want my friend to help me. A woman wouldn't think that way. They will not think along those logical lines. She will say, why you always have to go and help Dave, why? And why Dave always have to call him? Why he can't call somebody else? But because Dave trusts you, Dave will call you. So it's a matter of trust and bond and friendship and who you feel comfortable asking that of. There are some friends that I have that I know if I'm in a jam, I could call on them. My car break down in the middle of the night somewhere, I could call on that person. He's going to leave the comfort of his bed, the comfort of sleeping next to his wife, and come and help me. And we know that. Now, we wouldn't do it, and I'll give you a good joke. I always like to use myself as an example. There was one Christmas. So coming to a couple of days before Christmas, I used to wind down and work and whatnot. So there was a group of us who used to hang out really, really tight. 4 of us especially. So one of them, he works in Port of Spain. He took about 10 o'clock, he finished off his work. He's a professional. Came to my office, brought a bottle of whiskey, opened it up, and we started to have a good time. So we say, well, what about the other one? He lives in Sangre Grande. So I said, I will get him to come. Pick up the phone, call him. I say, here this now. I'm in some serious problem. I want you to come down here now. Put on the phone. Lo and behold, about an hour's time, he come tentatively, walking into the business place, asking the girl outside, everything okay? Yeah. Where Raj? Inside. So he come and knock on the door. I say, come in. When he come in, he see a bottle of scotch on the table. We have an expander there. Yeah. He do so. He say, boy, I didn't know if to pick up a police, to come with a lawyer, or to come, I don't know what to come with because he's in trouble. So we laugh it off. Now, when I told my wife that, she was pissed and vexed. How could you do the boy that? Of all the person you called him and do that, apologize to him. I said, no, that's the kind of thing we do to one another. Yeah. But she couldn't understand that for anything. She was like, you cannot do him that. Yeah. But he took it in for what it was. We end up liming. End up making, as a matter of fact, we started to make a cook. The other person came. The 4 of us just started to lime. But when the wife found out that, because I told her, and I was telling her in jest, I laughing and say, hey, I call up so and so, and I tell him, come down, I'm in trouble. And she said, that's what you're going to do? Yeah. That's what you're going to do? Another example, recently, same 4 of us in a vehicle, coming through Port of Spain. 3 of us decided we want something to drink, peanut punch. So we have a place on Abercrombie Street, we just stop and buy peanut punch right on the left-hand side, first corner, so you know which one I'm talking about, where they sell sandwiches and things. So we tell the driver, pull up there and let me get some peanut punch. So I came out to buy the peanut punch. Same time a police come, say, hey, you're not supposed to stop here. Write up a ticket for $1,000 and hand it in. So when we come back with Sonoika, we start to laugh at him. 3 of us laughing at him now. Boy, you're so stupid, boy. You go pull up in that no parking area, you get a ticket. Go and pay ticket and whatnot. When we tell the wives now, hear the wives, all you better pay a quarter each. We say, no, he's stupid, he's driving. So they can't understand, up to this day, they can't understand that. Now, he was cool with it. But, now, of course, if it comes to money matter, we there for one another. Yeah. But the kicks was, you have to pay that on your own. Yeah. You stop to buy drinks for us, but you have to pay that. But, no, a woman will not understand that. To this day, when the wives get together, they just quarrel with us for that, You paying back yet? I say, no, you better give him the money. Yeah. We're not doing that. We're not going to give him the satisfaction that he collected that money from us. We're not doing that. Yeah. He have to. Big man thing. The big man thing. So, if you tell that to a woman, she does not understand that because like her partners live with one another. Yeah, so true, yeah. Those kind of things they can't fathom that. So if you call your partner, this is another example I'm giving again. I go on a lime Lucy room, reach back penal by next partner. Mother decide to cook. She say, you have to stay and eat. I say, okay, no problem, stay and eat. 9 o'clock in the night, my wife at the business place. Call the same partner, say, here this now. You could go and pick up Charmaine for me. He said, no problem. Left, you went and pick up, drop her home. I think a month after we got together as friends and things, I say, yeah. The other day when I called you to go and pick up Shamina, I didn't disturb you. He said, no, I was only sleeping. So when she heard that, though, she pissed and vexed. How you could do the man that? The man was sleeping. I said, well, I'm penal. I need somebody to take you home. And he's the only person I'll trust to do that. So I call him. And I know he will do it. Now, of course, it's not a one-way street with that. Anything he wants, or the other 2 wants, they will call me. No matter what it is. And they know I'm going to go out of my way to do it. And I'm like that with other friends also and family members. But more so this 3 partners that I have. So we will do those things for one another regardless.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to go and catch crab last year sometime. Call up one of them. I said, come in and pick you up. Now I know he's a man, he stopped going. Now he was the ringleader of linemen when we were little boys. I'm talking about when we were little boys.
Yeah.
When I was about 15, he was already 17 and a half, 18 years old. He had a car and he had his license.
That was a big deal back in the days.
So we going all over the place.
Yeah.
But about 10 years ago, he stopped liming totally. He don't lime, he don't go out in the night. Call him the evening. This is about 6 o'clock here. I decided that, no, about 5 o'clock. I had to go Granny, pick him up and go Manzan. I said, come in to pick you up, boy. He said, where we going? I said, we going whole crab. Oh, I know he like them kind of thing. He used to like them kind of thing. Plenty, eh? He said, boy. I said, I want to hear no boy, you know. Come in and pick you up. We going to whole crab.
Yeah.
He said, all right. Go on, pick him up, go on a whole crab, reach back home about 10 o'clock in the night. So he said, how long I do? I said, no, I know that. I said, I know you wouldn't do this with anybody else but me.
Yeah.
Because I could call on you to do that. So that is the bonding that we do.
Yeah.
Now, we are drinking rum, we are smoking weed, we are going to look for trouble, we are going to look for fight, but men will do those things. So when a woman asks that question and you're trying to give her the answer, she may not understand exactly what you're saying or why you're doing it. Now, there are some men who want to get away from their wife for whatever reason. This is the other side of the coin now. They maybe find that they're getting too much nagging. They may find that, boy, I can't really be home with this woman all the time, And one person made the comment that the wife is there 24/7. But you can't stay with a person 24/7 unless you're in jail.
I tell you, that is so true.
Unless you're in jail, because that is a torture for any human being. I dare any person. Now, of course, those who are in love and whatnot will say, yeah, I could be with my boyfriend 24/7. And the boyfriend will say, yeah, I could be with my girlfriend 24/7. But the reality of it is that you cannot be. You cannot. Because as everything else, you will get on each other's nerve. You will. So you need that break. You need to get away. It's better you go online with the boys than you go online with the girls.
It's true.
It's better you go and play a game of all fours or play a game of cricket on a Sunday. It might be a recreation. It may be... No, it also is something to de-stress. Now, stress comes from work. Stress comes from your everyday lifestyle.
Domestic thing, yeah.
Right? No, I'm talking about having to pay your bills and,
Right.
and mortgages and whatnot. Stress comes from that. And stress comes from the home. Now, some women will say, well, I have to be with the children all the time and I'm cooking and seeing about the children and taking them to school and what. I stressed out too. But women deal with stress differently.
So true.
Men deal with stress differently. And that's what you have to understand. The psyche of a woman is much different from the psyche of a man. Just as how women like to boast that they could tolerate pain more than men. Yes, you can. We are not designed that way. We are not designed to take pain. As much as a woman is designed that way because she has to go through the process of giving birth to a child. So you have to understand that. So don't make it as though it is a fault of ours. It is not a fault of ours. It's the way God made us. The very same way that we could say, well, all it could really be a pain. That is not a good thing. But it is a good thing for a woman. And we have to accept that. So there are many things about a woman that is exclusive to a woman. Dealing with stress is different. Women deal with stress differently, Some men deal with stress by hitting the bottle.
Yeah.
Now, in the same household, both husband and wife will have the same stress. Let's say it's a financial stress. So both of them living together, they will have the same stress. The woman wouldn't take to the bottle, the man might take to the bottle. So the woman is dealing with her stress differently. Now, she might stoop and knock up the pot and quarrel and whatnot, but that's how she's dealing with her stress. The man is dealing with her stress by keeping quiet, going and take a drink, going out on the... some fellas just lime in the yard and talk to the neighbor over the fence. And those are all the things that we do. But we enjoy doing that because it takes us into a different realm. So to give you a one answer as to why men would prefer to spend time with their bodies as opposed to spending time with their wife. Now, I'm not talking about guys who spend 100% of the time with their bodies.
I know.
That is also a problem.
Yes.
You should not be spending 100% of your time with your bodies. But if you want to take some time of your busy schedule that you have, or your busy week, and say, on a Friday evening, I'll stop off with the boys, we go knock back a few, we go play a game of pool. Long ago, we used to go and play pool.
Yeah.
You play a game of all fours or 2-3. And now that's another thing. In the bonding, there are some things that are happening that cause you to want to stay. That never happened to you?
Yeah.
You're playing a game of draft, and the draft going nice. Yeah. And you win a game. I say, I got to pick our next one. And they say, okay, the best out of 3. Go on and play 3. Fella say, nah, man, let me go the best out of 5. Give me a chance. And you going on, and you realize the time going on, And a lot of women, when they are with their husband, and you see the guys doing something, and the woman ready to leave, and you will see they have to come and tell the guy they're ready to leave about 5 times. And when the man ready to leave, there's only one time he telling you you're ready to leave, and he gone. Yeah. You never notice that? Yeah. That is the difference between men and women. The woman would be ready to leave. She giving you the eye. You were ready to leave. So you avoiding the eye. Right? Or she might come and choke you on your back and say, let me go up the road there. Say, yeah, in a minute. But because you are enjoying whatever you're doing there at the moment. It's not that you don't want to go home. You know you have to go home. But it's not that you don't want to go home. It is at the moment you are caught up in that moment. The bonding has become so strong. It is enjoyable. So you decide to stretch it as long as you could. And then you would leave.
I got caught up in situations like that. Where meet with some guys who we do a lot of things with caps and all that kind of thing. And sometimes we go, they say, okay, 9-10 o'clock we're going to start this little chat about the calypso. A man come with a dog.
Yeah. And somebody say, let me clean that dog, boy.
Yeah. By the time I check myself, after 1 minute or 2, I say, let's see behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes you tell them, no, this is another thing.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather, my nana, this is my mother's father, and Nani used to live in Bucal, where it got flooded out. Warren Road, Bucal. So I'm a Bucalian also. When we used to go there to visit, we as little children who playing, know that when your father say, all you're ready to go, that was just the first call. He ain't leaving for the next hour.
That's true.
One of the things that the guys used to do, his brother-in-law and them used to do, is to block his car also.
Yes, he can't go.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah. Where you going? How you going to reverse out of the yard? That's another thing we do. But we do those things not because of hatred. We do it out of love. Now, a woman seen, I would say, how you go block the man car? You have to go home. Yes, you consider he had to, you didn't consider it. It is not that. It is not what you are thinking it to be. Now, the man will get vexed and pretend vexed. Oh God, how you go block my car? Give me that. I want to go. But he glad. He glad because he grand charging. That's another thing we do. We grand charge, we carry. But we really want to leave.
Carry, that's a
nice way. Those are the things we do. Yeah. Men do those things because we know. When we say, okay, we leave at 7 o'clock, 5 minutes to 7.
I tell you.
You're leaving at 7 o'clock.
9 o'clock
you're still there.
Yes.
You're preparing to leave.
I tell you.
Mentally. Yeah. It's a mental thing to leave also, It's a mental thing to leave also.
Yeah.
So you have to prepare yourself to, okay, if you're taking a few drinks, you're feeling good with the drink, well, no, you can't drink and drive. Long ago, that was a normal thing. Take one for the road.
Yes, that was a cliche.
And you can't stand up on one foot.
It's true.
And those are all the things that they used to tell you.
Yeah, that was a cliche that they
Yeah.
used all the time. You can't stand up on
one foot. Oh God, how you going to take one to go out there?
When they took the second one to stand up on 2 feet, they said, well, one for the road.
Road.
And the friend just said, the road ain't one, I think he's a thing trying to point on the road.
But no, an next one go vex for that, or the woman might say, how you wasting the alcohol like that?
Yes.
But that is part of the kicks.
All that is kicks, yeah. Fun.
So you will become known as the man who does throw away last drink.
Yeah.
Say here, see, don't give he no one for the road. Yeah. He gonna throw that on the road.
Yeah. It's true.
Eventually you'll be known by that name.
Yes.
That village I grew up in, Bucal, people don't call me by my name there. I have a nickname when I go in there. Every time I reach in there, I am called by my nickname, and that's it. The next door neighbor to my nana, they call me by my nickname. And I will feel disappointed if I go there and people don't call me by that name. Me, what they know, Dr. Raj or Raj, they call me by my nickname.
Right.
And that's how I known there. And of course, you feel disappointed if they, like, for example, when my schoolmates and them, they addressing me, they call me Giri. And that's how I know I went to school with you.
Right.
When they call you Giri, not Raj, Doc, I know why you call me Dr. Raj. No way. You know me since I was nothing. You don't put no handle to my name. Don't call me no doc or anything. Call me by my name because that's how you know me. So these are the things that men enjoy. They enjoy going back to their roots. They enjoy going to their village. They enjoy going and fishing if there's a fishing. They enjoy playing cricket. They enjoy playing football. Rain falling. They enjoy. I remember I used to take my children to go out outside and bathe in the rain.
Yes, that was a big thing.
That was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
We grew up doing that.
Bathing in the rain,
Yeah. So when my children were growing up, I used to tell them, here what? Rain falling, let me go outside. Well, of course, the wife will come and make a little noise and thing, but she don't mind because they come back home and when they come back inside, they have a hot cup of cocoa.
Yes.
But the same way you used to do that with your friends is the same thing that you employ when you're growing up with your children and whatnot. So you say, well, wait a minute, we and the fellas used to do these things. And if I teach the children to make a top, spin a top, go and play pitch, all these things we used to do as a group. And when the children growing up, you teach them a game of all fours. Because you learn that from your friend. No, my wife don't know how to play all fours because she never wanted to learn and she never did that with her friends. In school, the boys, you used to be standing up there waiting for your turn.
Yes, you're dying.
When don't you finish that game?
Yeah. Come on,
14 points all you can make, so? Borrow it all here. Look, you're getting licks.
Yeah.
And it's stuck down the line. Boy, hush your mouth, boys. Don't talk fours, it's all fours. But these are the reasons why men enjoy doing these things, and especially Pekong. If you can take talk, if you are a person who could take talk and give talk, you love that.
I mean, that's a big time. You're enjoying yourself.
You enjoying yourself to the fullest
Yeah.
because you're giving talk and you're taking talk.
Yes.
That's part of the fun of male bonding. It has nothing to do with homosexuality. It has absolutely nothing to do with not wanting to be with the wife. It has to do with the male and his need to connect with the same sex, to connect as a group with men, to discuss things, to talk about whole politics and things that you cannot talk about with the wife.
It's true. Especially politics.
Yeah, politics. You go on, okay, for example, you go and tell your wife, which party you're voting for. She go say, well, me, I just vote for so-and-so. And I talk done there. Yeah, you go and tell your partner that. What party you vote for? But first of all, what the hell you ask him? And at least say the A word. Yeah. What the hell you ask him about? You have no right to know that, but you know me.
Yeah.
I put them in vote there. Yeah. Why you put in your vote there? And I will talk, sir.
Give you a history of this.
Yeah.
History of that one.
And that's another thing. Okay. I hope ladies understand this. If you ask a woman about an actress that she likes, she could give you a lot of information about her. You ask a man about his favorite cricketer, his favorite footballer, he go back to his father, Yeah. For when he was born and where he born and what if he suck it up or he suck it out, He know all that,
Yeah.
He giving you the whole history coming on the line. What goal he scored, when he scored his last goal, when he do this, when he do that. Because these are the things that are important to us about the heroes that we keep. So that when we have a discussion, we like trivia. We like a lot of trivia. And we like knowing. It's come like when we come in here and we start discussing Shadow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't discuss Shadow today because I'm a fan of Shadow because he dead. Yeah. I was a fan of Shadow from the first day he came out, 1974. Yes. I remember what was said when he came second. I remember all that and I followed him ever since. Yeah. I used to have every Shadow album. So I'm not a nowadays fan. That's why I was able to tell you some of the things that, So there are some persons who are bandwagoners at the moment. A whole heap of people. And there's, like I told you about Crazy. When Crazy come by me, now he comes and visit me as a friend. We will sit down and discuss Calypso going back. Because I remember the first Calypso I bought, which was a 45, was the Electrician.
Yeah, that was
the Electrician, mister.
And
I was Sparrow was my favorite singer in Calypso, but when Crazy came out with that, that's when he came out. And I had to go and get that boy. I remember going by the record shop and ordering it. In those days, you had to order it, and wait till it come.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, the things that you like, when you meet another male and you start talking about that, now I will say something that will remind you of something.
It's A to Z you're going on.
And then you will start saying something and another person will, hey, yeah. It's the same thing with giving jokes. You know when fellas sit down, knocking back a few, liming and things like that, start to give joke. So one man will come over with a joke. Well, I hear this good one, boy. I hear this fellas. And you start with the joke. And as you give the joke, everybody, yeah. And say, boy, hear this as you say that, boy, I remember this one.
Yeah. And that goes on.
And that they hear this and it goes on for hours.
Yes.
Hours. And one man will change his voice to talk, and next one will give you the whole action and the whole joke. And you, before the joke done, you laughing because you're laughing at him.
Yes.
Another man can't give a joke. He go hit you the punchline before he give you the joke.
Yeah.
So you know the things to expect from the persons that you are with.
Exactly.
But, you know, with all that, you're not going to say, well, I'm not going to listen to Fred and his stupid joke. You want Fred to give his stupid joke so you can tell, hey, Fred, you're the only give stupid joke, boy.
Yeah. You're laughing at your own jokes.
Yeah. The only person who laugh at your joke is you.
Yeah.
But, despite that fact, you will continue to bond with Fred and the other guys.
Yeah, he plays an integral part
Of
the group.
course, he is part of the group.
Yeah.
Because he has his role to play.
He might be best cook.
Yeah, exactly. I know about to tell you that.
Yeah.
He might be the best cook in anything. And he said, boy, me a cooking for all again, you know. All it is only laugh at me. Say, boy, we go, Fred, God. We have a lime Saturday. You go cook for me? Nah, I busy Saturday. But at the end of the lime, so what time you want me to come?
Yes. He comes first, making noise for ingredients.
Yeah.
And
Oh, he walk with all the ingredients. I know a man who had a car. This is no lie. Had a car, removed the back seat, and had troughs in the back of his car with all the things that he needed for river lime.
Yeah.
Everything that he needed for a river lime, he had it in there. Fresh season that he needs to take up, what he have home, he had them in them long trays, and he used to stack it and come up. When we go to lime, he coming up with the car, but he ain't bringing nobody here. Because he have his stove, he pot, he this, he that, and the other. There's a show that I like to watch because it reminds me so much of what weeders do, called Big Rich River Lime.
Big Rich Lime, yeah.
The Big Rich Lime.
Yeah.
That's what weeders do. That is what weeders do. And the kicks you get in that is exactly how male does
I
bond.
tell you, there's no other stress reliever like that.
That is how weeders bond.
It's true.
On a Wednesday, on my liming day, the same 4 of us will get together, or 3 of us will get together, and other people just come and join us. You have persons who just call us and say, we're all liming today. Seriously, you know. We're all liming today. We come in and meet all here.
Right.
And the lime will end up with 3 of us. It starts off with 3. And at the end of the lime, there are about 20 of us liming.
Yeah.
And we might end up going on the river and make a cook. And these are the things that women don't understand. We don't plan these things.
No.
It happens spontaneously.
Yeah.
It happens because of the moment. You might be passing by the vegetable stand, and you see some okra and you see some dashin and some cassava. Well, let me go and make a cook there.
That's a real norm in Tobago. I remember as a young DJ going to Tobago, I remember going to Plymouth. We'd go down on the beach, and these guys would be pulling seine and things. And while they're pulling seine, that's the first time I used to see soup like that. A man come with pigtail, a man come with beef, a man come with chicken, and all of this stuff in this pot. As fast as they come, they just add into the pot.
Yeah. And they just add.
And that will create a lime that will go straight into the night.
And when you drinking that soup, you
Yes.
could drink it the amount of liquor. You're getting drunk, you know.
Yes, it's true.
You're getting drunk, you know.
Yeah, I even had a group of guys that we call the Jaggy Charan Posse.
Well, everybody had a group
Yeah,
name.
Jagannath and Harry Charan.
So the Jaggy Charan.
Jaggy Charan. Listen, that was the best liming time of my life.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And we could all relate to that, but women cannot relate to that unless they are limers too. There are some women who are limers.
Yeah, there are some who join the...
And there are some who join up the group to lime. And here they start. We don't care if it's a woman in the lime or not, you know. We're not about that, you know.
No.
When men
We're
lime
talking
in,
normal and stuff.
when men lime in, they want to be able to talk openly.
Yeah.
They want to have that opportunity to talk openly, bust a cuss here,
Yeah.
do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
If they want to pee, they just pull on the side and pee. So if it's a woman, they can't do that. You have to have the respect. So they're glad if it to have women in the line. And that's what a lot of women, they think that when we get together, it's because women in the line.
Yeah.
It is not that.
Yeah, that creates a problem.
That male bonding is something else. Something else. it is very difficult to describe. And I think maybe Trinidad and the Caribbean, we have that going. More so Trinidad, because we really invented this word lime and this whole concept of liming. So we understand that very well. So regardless of where the male comes from, whether it be buccal, because as I tell you, my navel string very grandy, but I spent 1/3 of my life in buccal. So I watch the buccalians. I used to line with the buccalians. We used to make it a point to go and line. We used to go and kill caiman and cook the tail in them days. We do all kind of thing, you know. And in them days we drinking punching and what. It have nothing I never did, you know. Now when I tell persons I don't drink alcohol because I choose not to. But there was a time that anything you pass, from pitch oil to paint, I drink it. From pitch oil to paint, and that's how we used to tell each other. When a man asks you what you drink, you say from pitch oil to paint. So anything you bring is nothing like I don't drink that or I will not drink that.
It's true.
Correct? But again, it is what you're doing. But when you go to make a cook, right, sometimes you're scrambling for stuff. So you send one man to buy something, he better don't take long, you know.
I tell you.
Because he getting cost when he come back, you know. So all these things are the way we bond. So women have to understand that. It is not a deliberate thing. It is just something that is innate in us. It's a God-given talent. It is a God-given talent to bond like that. For example, cricket match. I remember in the days when it had cricket match, I talk about test match. It's a carload that we coming down, you know.
That same Jackie Charan crew. Everybody pack up maxi straight to the savannah. Half of the maxis drinks and food.
Yeah. You're totally in container.
I tell you.
But that is the way it was.
That was a big deal.
It was always a big deal.
Especially in the West Indies heyday.
I had a friend, Mr. Tracy, Nolly Tracy, Kenneth Tracy, and Ernest Tracy, 3 brothers. When Kenneth was in Trinidad, he's an anthropologist, so he used to do work for UE and all that. Now, he was 70-something years of age. I was about 25, 26 years of age. But I was my partner to go cricket.
Right.
He was my partner to go cricket. And my wife will prepare a nice little picnic basket. And we go in with that. Him and I will go and sit down in Guaracara Park for hours and watch a cricket. I saw the first time Ambrose bowl. He get called for pelting twice, you know. First time Ambrose bowl in Guaracara Park. We were there. So, but of course, when you meet after that, you say, hey, you remember when we went and so much and so happened? So those are the things that give us that sense of importance to one another. Not importance to other thing, you know, but the importance that we have with one another. For example,
if you don't see a virgin flower, why? It bothers you, you know. You're asking everybody what? How much is
yeah.
Raj boy?
What happened, Raj boy? You okay?
Yeah.
If you see him, tell him I say hello.
Yeah.
No. And that's another thing, eh? You could pick up the phone and call him, you know.
Of course.
But you ask somebody about him. Until you meet him up. So recently now, I have a friend I haven't seen in years. I decided I'm going to try to find him. So the one number I had for him was their business place. So when I called, somebody answered. I asked for him by name. Well, you know, he no longer here. But the way the person answered, you could tell something, there was a riff. I said, well, so she said, who's calling? I said, my name is Raj Ramnan and I'm from Sangre Grande, and him and I, you know, we were friends. She said, yeah, I know you. She said, I'll get a message to him. And by afternoon, he called me. But he said, how you get so-and-so to call me, boy? He said, we don't talk, you know. I said, I kind of picked that up. But it's the way I talk to her and explain myself. So we haven't spoken in years, maybe 10, 12 years. But we connected. So we have to make a line. So the first thing is, boy, we're making a fish broth. You remember a long time when we used to go to on the rock day and hold fish and make fish broth Friday?
Yeah.
So that is what you want to do.
Yes.
So you go back now to, this is before we married, we all got married. So I'm talking about 35, 36 years ago. So this is what he's remembering. So when we getting together to do that. So when women find themselves in a situation with your husband and you find that he's bonding with his friends a little too much, sit down and have a nice chat with him. But don't stop him from what he's doing. Because he will come to the realization when he's doing something wrong, or if he's overdoing something, to pull back. As long as you tell him it in the right way. The minute you nag him and say, hey, I want you to lie with your partner, and thing, that's the biggest mistake you make.
I tell you.
Don't tell a man don't lie with your partner. Don't tell a man that, hey, you know, George is bad influence on you. Every time you go with George, you're always drinking and coming back dirty and all kind of thing. But that's the kind of lime. Is that dirty lime with George? He might go and hold conks.
Yeah.
But those are the things that men like doing.
Exactly.
And they can only do it with their partners, somebody who they trust, somebody who have their back. And that's another thing. We have each other back when we are out there.
Yes.
We have each other back. That is an unwritten rule. You know, there's a saying that friends just carry you, but don't bring you back. I don't have friends like that. My friends will always carry me and bring me back. Regardless of the trouble I'm in, they bring me back. Regardless, they're there. So, the friends that will carry you and don't bring you back are not your friends.
Exactly.
Those are not your true friends. And the guys who know they're true friends,
Those look out for you.
and they look out for them.
Yeah.
So they are the ones that you can pick up the phone in the middle of the night and call. They are the ones, if your house gets flooded out, they hope by you first thing. They are the ones who are doing that. They are the ones that will show up. And I remember long ago, we used to have a lot of Ramayana and thing every year. They are the ones who come in and help you cut bamboo and put up galvanize and spend the whole week. The whole week they used to spend home by us. So you don't have to worry about who sharing food and who putting on the chair and who wiping on, because they're all there. And everybody take a thing and say, okay, I wiping on the chair today. Next one say, well, because we used to have 7 nights Ramayana Yajna. It's for 7 nights. So one guy will wipe down all the chairs today. Next guy will do it the following day. One of them will do the parsad, and all the parsad. So you have these friends who you grew up with. One might be your neighbor. So you just have to come across. Like, I have this neighbor. He never used to like to go to the temple. He's a Hindu, he never liked to go to the temple. He used to go outside the temple and listen to the bell. So when you know the 7 bell ring, he said, boy, time for parsad. So he come in by the door. But he did not realize that while he outside listening, you also have to listen to the prayers. So you listen to the prayers outside. Yeah. So you hear everything that's going on. So when we have discussion about what went on inside, he could have discussed it too because he was outside listening. So he did not realize that we inside. No. We are a group. We always go everything together. Cinema, this, that, and the other. But time to go to the temple. He ain't going inside the temple for nothing. He outside the door, listening. Right? When the bell ring, you'll come by the door. But all the time he listening to the same thing we listening to. He just not sitting down in comfort. He used to sit down. There was a hydrant outside the temple where we live. Like Santagar Temple on Sangre Grande. Yeah. Anybody who knows Sangre Grande will tell you, yes, there's a hydrant out there. He used to sit down on the hydrant and listen to the prayers. Not knowing what he was doing. So you understand? You think that you're not part of the group. But you are. You are part of the group. And that is what male bonding is all about. Exactly. So, Ciara, I hope I have answered your questions. Your question about why do males spend time with their partners as opposed to their wife. So we'll take a break.
Hey, Hardy Foods everyday specials and unbeatable prices are sure to please. They have sale on all Ashley's bed and bath soap furnishings at 50% off. 2 dozen eggs, $50. Cow brand ghee, 900 grams, $115. Toilet paper per bale, $75. And while you're at Hearty Foods Supermarket, you can check out Ashley's Bed, Bath and Beyond upstairs. Located in the heart of Arima at corner Queen and Susanna Streets. You can give them a call at 225-8057.
Celebrating Christmas and all its joy. We are Power 102 with the 12 weeks of Christmas.
I tell you something, my girl love Christmas. And they want to call the group name. But our group name, we celebrated Stalin, we celebrated Shadow. But it's big fellas who doing, they all kind of big up there fellas, but they form this group. So sometimes now, one is our supervisor, one is our principal. So sometimes you might say, all right, we have a meeting Friday, they always have meetings on Friday, and they did that to please me because they used to have the meeting 5 o'clock in the evening by Savannah. I said, when I come to the meeting, what am I to do? So then, took it to Friday when I off. So one day I said, when I'm meeting with them fellas and them, she said, this hour. I say, yes. I say, half of the fellas, and she know them, you know, professionals, you know. I said, this one say he just finished 8 o'clock, this one is finished 7 o'clock. So 9 o'clock we going to meet. Rather I will leave for I mean, we go to Pleasantville, so that ain't so far. I reach there. I might be there alone with my wife. He come over here, sit down now, boy.
Yeah, sit down, yeah.
Just now. I watching TV, then he come in. He come with about 2 cases a day. And next one come with a duck. And next one come with Johnny Walker. And the thing that I'm up on a big bag of rice. Now she's saying, you see what they do? They want me to cook now. So let's go and help she cook. By the time they cook done, it's about 11 o'clock. No meeting.
Correct.
Then I come in to about 2 o'clock in the morning. See, you feel smart. Some woman they went by. I say they piss me off and I say I'm going to jump on the group. Because every time I go to this meeting, you always feel like with some woman. I said we don't have that going on.
That's the thing that women just think that every time you do something, there's an ulterior motive to
Yeah,
it.
boy.
Sometimes we just do things out of the love of doing that.
I tell you, I never see the meeting is go down. Good enough. When the meeting starts, it starts enough.
No, when it starts, it starts.
But everybody got to be stressful. Like eating a big plate of pay now, or some curry dog.
Duck and roti or dry
Yeah,
sand.
then they say, let me get this thing going now. And it's gone. So when it's done now, it's all 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I just
No, but you see, they're doing that because they know Saturday they're off.
guys, because I be off too.
Right.
I'm glad too.
So they know Saturday they're off.
Yeah.
They could go late, they could take a few drinks,
I
they
don't
could
like
eat
you. I
something.
say real life, man. And then I just pull away from it. So when that meeting they come and they say, boy, you go down about the time and free up your mind. She don't understand that, you know. And that pissed me off.
For the latest variety of ready-made garments, handicraft,
That's pissed me off, Raj, boy.
Indian restaurants and refreshments, links and credit card
I
accepted.
said, there's somebody that understands
When
this
it comes to
thing.
India Expo, this is
I said, well, I jump on the group. I ain't going on the group again.
We make lime already.
Yeah.
End up in the airport and taking a flight and go to Tobago. You know.
All of that. But telling them things happen. Nobody plans
Just
to
go and know your plan to go.
Yeah. I tell you how much time sometimes the line finished. I'm gonna come late. Say, what happened? I say, boy, well, you know come here. But look, I come late fish season, boy. Put a pot on the fire. And next 2 hours, you know. Boy, you think it's easy.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, they
And
don't understand
it
that.
is no, it is very difficult because women are not that logical to understand that. Because it's all emotion. He can't be lying with his partners and them for so long. It's one woman.
Yeah. Them feel so. They always have that to play here. But my girl who went away.
I know, Lini.
I know my who live in state, you know. She needs to go out, you know. She's coming, okay? Alright. Everything good? Alright. She never asked me when I'm coming home.
Well, my wife don't even call me.
It dies in.
She ain't call me for nothing. Yesterday, watch how I know when my grandson born. Eh? I coming on the highway from Siparia. And my phone rang and I would do so. And when I watch, I saw my wife name. And all of a sudden, I tell myself, I say, oh God, the only reason she will call me is because we have a grandson.
Yeah.
And friend, I answer, Grandpa, how are you going? Because my wife do not call me.
Right.
That is just a fact. Anybody who knows me know that is a fact. She will not call unless it's something to call about.
That's right.
So friend, I said, this hour the day she called me. Because my son told me that the daughter-in-law went into the hospital.
Yeah.
So friend, I saw her. I say, yes. That's the only reason she will call me. And so said, so done. Answer the phone. Grandpa, how are you going?
Yes.
So I was right.
Yeah.
Because I know her.
Yeah.
I know how she will do something or how she will react it.
Yeah.
We have to create that environment.
10 minutes approaching 8 o'clock. Sexplosion Thursday continues with Dr. Raj. So I hope that answers the question. That
Well, there are many aspects, and yes, there are some men who may say that they're doing one thing and do other things.
Yeah.
But generally, and it's not 100%, but generally, the larger percentage of men who say they're going online, back in the days when we used to, like, no one ask. No, Checky will tell you that. Checky grew up with us like a brother.
Yeah.
He lives in Florida now.
Yeah.
And we will end up doing things out of the ordinary. A van load of us will just end up somewhere. Now again, we never look for trouble. We never look for fight.
Right.
We never look for quarrel. But we will go and have a good time.
Yeah.
So In those days, when we used to do that, we were all young men. I was recently married.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in those days, we used to be building things all about the place. And sometimes we were building, like when we were building my gym. I stayed there for an entire month. Only going home on weekends and whatnot. My wife used to send stuff, building the gym, you know.
Right.
Another store we were building in Chaguanas. We stayed there for an entire week, you know. An entire week. My wife never asked me, well, which woman you're with? Why? That is what we're
I
doing.
think that's a real...
No, because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But the guys who lie, and they get caught in the lie, or they cannot prove what they're doing,
Yeah.
you're in serious trouble.
I tell you.
But they spoil it for us, eh? They spoil it for some men.
Yeah, man.
They spoil it for some men.
I agree.
They don't have our backs.
Yeah.
They don't have our backs. They do things for their own selfish motive, and they destroy things for others.
Exactly.
But how do you explain that to a woman? It's very difficult.
Yeah.
How do you get a woman to accept that if she don't have a grounding in that, or understand that, or her father never did that, or she didn't see her father doing that?
Yeah.
She will find what you're talking is pure BS.
Yes. But some of them too, the father might have done that, and they didn't like it then either.
Correct.
So-
Or they might have heard the mother
Yeah.
rumbling.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So they pick up the rumbling
Yeah.
and taking it out on the husband now.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like my father. My father used to do the same thing. I mean, what I used to say, you have a woman outside.
Yeah.
Now, the man may have a woman or may not have had, but that's not the reason why you're doing it.
Exactly. Totally
So when you
different
extrapolate that from one generation to the other generation, you're going to have problems in understanding.
ballgame. Of course. That creates...
And
Serious
it creates a lot of friction.
Yeah, especially when you don't want this man to be that man that he likes to be, hang with the guys. Especially if he doesn't.
Anytime
all
you
the time.
stop a man from being who he truly is, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that could create real problems.
You are in trouble. Because eventually he will show you a side that you want to see. And on the outside, he's totally different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My cousin Kishore is saying that is how Checky get membership. Hey, Carl and I was discussing that Friday, the day of the big flood, the day, and Carl was by me, that is my cousin. He's by me, we sitting talking, the guys in Sangradi call him and say, hey Carl, everything okay, real raining Grandy, your house flood out? He said, nah, when he told me house flood out, He said, by Raj, we like it.
Yeah.
No, he came in his professional capacity for us to discuss insurance. Started at 11. My wife served us lunch. Went on till 3 o'clock. When I stopped seeing clients, every time a client came, he went outside and come back. Went outside and come back. Eventually, we opened a bottle of wine. We sat down, have a couple of drinks. And the guy's calling from Sangradi, hey, your house flooded? He said, nah, flood don't come in my house. When he reached home, it's flood in the house.
I tell you,
But
those things happen.
and he laughing, and he said, Raj, I was living with you, yeah? They understand that. But
Yeah.
again, logically, another person will not understand that. Because these guys, these are all persons we grew up with in the same street. Eh? So they're calling him because they know the water coming up, and they're saying, here, what? We're coming home by you to help you. He said, no, I buy Raj. There's nothing to help. Of course, the guys went and spent the night by him. One sleeping on the couch and the water rising.
Imagine that.
Ah, boy, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But again, we band together, we do things together, we look out for one another, we assist each other, and it is the things that guys do.
Yeah. Back in the day, we a cricket team, a football team will be formed right between the guys there, whether who could play or who can.
Right there,
Yeah,
and you start a test match too.
Of course.
You start a test match on the road.
They start challenging people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start that on the road. I want people to ask questions. Let's see. Wait. Good night, Dr. Raj. If a friend of your husband is influencing your husband to treat his wife a certain way, because what he may not do with his wife, he's seen you doing with yours. Example, he does not carry out his wife. He find you should not carry yours. He does not answer his wife calls on work. He telling you that your wife is calling you too much. You should tell her everything and answer her calls as well. He demands certain things from his wife. He's telling me he should do the same. Do you call that a friend? What do you think is that friend intention to your relationship or his problem? Very good question, and that's not a friend. A friend doesn't interfere with each other's lives. You know?
No.
Unless you come and ask, you know. Unless you come and ask the question, you know, boy, I find so and so happening with your relationship. What do you think I should do? And he will jib to give you the answer, you know. True friends don't interfere with each other's relationship and what that, you know. They don't make comment about one another, wife.
No.
Those are the things that true friends do, you know. We will not interfere with each other. Same thing I was telling my cousin the other day. I say, when a man is a divorcee, you don't want he as a friend, you know, because he's in misery and he wants you in misery too. Most of the, not most, all of my friends and family who hang out together, we have our wives going back over 25 years. We have our children going back that amount of years, you know. We used to go camping as a family. We do it for 34 years. As a matter of fact, it was on the Guardian newspaper. This Easter gone. 34 years of camping. The children grew up there. They became, friends and family became family because of that. And their children are now becoming family. And their children. As a matter of fact, my son, you know what he told me? When he found out his wife was pregnant? He said, Dad, next year when all the camping, I'm bringing Ollie to the camping. I said, you don't have your child yet and you're bringing him? Imagine that, eh?
Yeah.
He lives in Tampa, Florida. We have our camp every year in Manzanilla. As a matter of fact, there's a spot in Manzanilla Beach on the peninsula that goes between the river and the sea.
Yeah.
That spot is not given to anyone. 1 year, we decided not to go. And they roped off that area and said nobody to go in that spot, you know. That's on them spot, you know. No one is to go in that spot. We go there every year and camp. And my son is telling me before his child is born that next year for Easter he's bringing his child to camp. So that is to tell you the values that is inculcated in your children. Because the boys will get together. We'll all come together as a group. Niran, Randy, Carlisle, Dar, his brother Dean, myself, you know. We will all come together, and our extended family, like our Sarubais and whatnot, will all come together. And he'll just come up to it, he and his children, and we will lime, and we'll be there from the Wednesday before Easter, and we break camp the Tuesday.
Right.
And it's 24/7 cooking, eh? And no ladies cook, only the guys cook.
Yeah, that's the next thing too. When the guys hang out.
Because that is guys bonding.
Yeah.
That is how we bond.
Yeah, we don't.
That is what we do.
We don't even care what it tastes sometimes.
Nah, but the taste is out of this world. It's really good.
I mean, it's always our best cook.
Everything that go in the pot.
Yeah.
Feel good,
Yeah,
tastes good.
yeah.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I don't think how I live my life, if it should impact your life, especially if it is a negative way, and if the person is seen it that way. If you decide to take your wife phone call, like your business. Fellas might give you a little pecan about it.
Yeah.
But how come you always answer the phone, so? How come your wife always calling you? They'll rib you about it.
Yeah.
But that's as much as it
And
is.
they go make me take clothes in the yard.
Like I had one friend just tell me, he said, Raj, if I ever do anything wrong, I come in front of your house. You know. He said, but I'll be coming in front of your house with my jockey shorts alone, you know, because my wife will make sure I leave only my jockey shorts. You know. I said, I know that. He said, I will lie with you.
Yes.
I'll do everything. But don't get me to do nothing wrong. Eh? Because if I only do anything wrong, and my wife, I know that, it's trouble. You know, she tripping me down to my jockey shorts and showing me the road. He said, I'll walk from my house to your house. I said, even called me to pick you up. He said, I would have a phone.
Yeah, it happens like that. And I think, it's difficult for men to understand that, but it happens all the time.
It is the understanding among men to do these things and to cherish these things and to live by that code. It's a code.
Yeah.
It's an unwritten code. There's no book that tells you this is the code by which we live and this is the code by which we do things. It is an unwritten code, but it is there. So we act accordingly. We act in a way that if you used to go and do certain things together, now and then the itch will come in you to want to do it. the itch will be there.
I tell you.
Like yesterday, last night, when I was watching Big Rich Line, tell my wife, I said, how long we make a river line, boy? She said, that's true, you know. No, I have a green bag. Anytime my wife see me fixing that green bag, she knows it's a river line.
Yeah.
No, she knows it's a river line.
Yeah.
I have another friend. His wife does pack an extra suit of clothes and other things in his trunk for him, you know. Pack that for him, you know. Because she know when he leave home,
Sure.
he may not reach back home.
Yeah.
I'm serious about that, you know. No, all the other wives, except my wife, will ask, how you could do that? You don't know where you're going to end up. Who you going with? He go meet up Raj, and they will end up doing something, and my wife will just say, two of them, yeah. Because that's in the days when we used to line. Because that's the things we used to do. We will end up somewhere. We will end up our partner. We go spend the night.
Yeah.
One time I remember we end up on a beach somewhere in past Lucy Road going up there, boy. There's a river. There was a set of shark in the river. That's all I remember. We went and camped on the beach. It's gone.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Of course.
Playing the fool.
Yeah, I know down there we hang out a lot down there. Yeah.
Yeah, Kishore a platinum member. Thank God I have membership for them because I only went once with Checky and I park outside. And Checky say park here because this is my parking spot. I say, how you can have a parking spot here? He said, don't worry, you park here. This is serious, you know. We go into this place of ill repute. Right?
Yeah.
Say, Raj, we stopping off here. I say, why? This was a famous place in Arima.
Yeah.
He said, park here. I said, but that's in front of the door. He said, you park here. I said, Checky, I think I can park here. He said, you park here. This is my parking spot. When the men go in this VIP treatment, VIP treatment. I said, what the hell is this? VIP treatment, mister. Another time, them fellas and just decide we were coming from our wedding.
Yeah.
They pull up, the place closed, they knock on the door, the man open the door for them. I said, now all you over do that, I sleep in the car. But that's how they used to do things. Let me don't say more. Some people will get in trouble. These are all my cousins and friends who grew up like brothers with us. Eh?
Right. It used to be a real fun time.
But again, and there was never any woman involved. That's the thing.
No.
There was never a woman in the group liming with the group. We never used to be going and check a woman.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there was a friend of mine. This was when I now leave high school. And there was a group of us, about 10 of us. We used to hang out strong. So we had 2 vehicles, we used to move it. And we coming through Mondo. So the guy in our car say, you know something? A few years ago, there was an accident in Manzanilla and I saved a child. He said, you see this car here? I had to put my hand in that child's mouth for she not to swallow she tongue. And look at she bite me and cut me on my finger. And here she was, the mother and them say they living somewhere. Let me go and look for she. And we pull in a side road and go in here and ask people about this. And we find the people, you know. And this is years after.
Yeah.
And they were so happy to see him because they remember, well, of course they will remember that he saved them and he helped them out and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that was part of the line. That was part of the line, going and look for these people who he had saved, just to say hello and to make sure the child was okay and everything is okay with them. And we go on our way. But it was part of what we used to do. We have another friend now who was part of that group. Now he is occupied with his life now. Big businessman or whatnot. But every time we meet, he does talk about when we used to go and pick Portugal and oranges. Well, it's Portugal. And oranges and with a torchlight in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Now we are thieving, eh?
Yeah.
We used to go and take.
Yes.
Because we partner land.
Yeah.
So we are thieving.
Yeah.
But we used to go and take. So when he bring up that, say, boy, you remember when we used to do that? And we say, no, we don't remember that because we just still do that. We just still go and take oranges and Portugal and whatnot off the tree in the night time with the torchlight still. You don't do it with us because you are no longer part of the group, but we still do it. recently, well, the wife got involved. Went with the wives, all of us gone and dig to Pitambo in the night. And boil to Pitambo.
Yes.
For fun.
Yes.
Because those are the things we used to do.
Of course, yes.
So when the ladies and them start to do that here, boy, I like this kind of thing, boy. Yeah, the doc we used to go on teeth, yeah. Oh God, don't bring it up there.
Yeah, we did all of that. Teeth fold one time.
We used to go on teeth foul. Cook foul. And the fella who we teeth foul from, invite him to come and eat too, you know. And he realizes he wanted them foul with teeth, you know. Because he not in the teeth and lime.
Yeah.
We are a teeth and crew.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than a teeth foul or a teeth dog.
What do you mean?
If you buy the dog, it don't taste as nice as a teeth dog. This is serious, you know.
No, that's
I know a man pay a farm for 5 duck and tell him in the night time he coming to thief the duck. So the fella asked me, he said, why? He said, it just tastes better when we thief it. See, this might sound funny, but this is true, you know.
It is true, yeah.
He paid the man for the 5 duck. We say, I come in for drink, so keep 5 drink outside. Don't put them in the pen. And I come in to thief it in the night.
Yeah.
So don't fire no shot, don't do nothing. I come in to thief them down. So that is what we used to do.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Cow tongue, you know cow tongue dumpling.
Yes.
You make some cow tongue dumpling now for now. Right? You make your duck and thing with some sauce. And like what fellas eating.
That is it, yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you have to go and thief salt from somebody's house. You have to thief season somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because you go with those things. We used to go cinema. And on our way back home from cinema, a fall but not crow somewhere, a cock that not crow somewhere. Because we live in cinema. We used to live Ascot Cinema. Have to walk half mile to get home. We used to go through a place called Putigal Alley. So you have to go down this thing. And on our way home, if you hear a chicken in a yard, Mr. Man, we finding a way to hold that.
And
because
there were guys who
after that cinema show, it's a cook start.
What do you mean? Yeah. There were guys who were specializing in stealing fowls without the fowl making noise. That's a man good like that.
They know how to TV for without a sound.
I tell you.
Look, my cousin tell me, I remind him of a deceased cousin. I had a cousin, the deceased cousin.
Yeah.
That man, on the spur of the moment, he'll make a lime. You know? Spur of the moment lime.
Yeah.
Make a lime and a cook, you know. Now for now, you know.
Yes.
Now for now, in the matter of seconds,
Yeah.
Goat will make a, and his nickname was Goat.
Yeah.
Goat was living next to Chicken, and over the road, Rat used to live.
Go
Chicken and Rat. And nobody know them by their name. That was their name. In the village, everybody know Goat, Chicken and Rat. Rat is a auto electrician. Chicken is a police. We used to call him Mr. Chicken when he in uniform. Because that's the only time you have respect for him.
Yes.
Mr. Chicken.
Yes.
You know your real name? You care about your real name?
That's right. Yeah.
Mr. Goat. You know, people used to go to Goat and say Mr. Goat, but that's his nickname. But that is how we grew up. That is what we used to do.
Yeah.
And at the spur of the moment, we will go and make a cook in the backyard somewhere. And again, those say River Lime, you know. Valencia River, Old V. We head into Old V, you know. We go in there. With a whole band of music. And what about the Spread Pile crew? We had a Spread Pile crew before the official Spread Pile crew. We had that, you know. Before that official name came out, the Spread Pile crew, we had that. My brother and them, and none of them can play music to save their soul. No, my cousin Goat, he was a musician.
Right.
Couldn't read music or write music, but he was a musician. Top class, eh? He used to play for Harry Mahabir National Indian Orchestra. He toured the world. And he had his own band called Sangeet Stars. But all my cousins, other cousins and things, who couldn't be in the band, they had their own band. Right? They used to call them the Janjat Saj. That means looking for confusion. Music confusion. And that's what they're doing. They all over the place. Anybody had a little wake and think I'm going to make noise.
Yes, there were people like that.
We used to look for wake.
Yeah.
You know what crusade I went to? You know what crusade they used to have that me and boy going to? We said, well, of course, we talking under the tender going in the back and said, because somebody we tracking in the crusade, you know.
Yes.
So we had to walk them home. So all these things we used to do because of male bonding. So when guys get together and reminisce about that, sometimes I itch come in you and say, you know, we should really get together and do so. We should really get together and all of we take a maxi and just go and check one another.
That's true. Yeah.
One of the guys who grew up, I used to DJ also. But there was a guy called Vishnu in our street. He was really the DJ. So he used to teach us what to do. So eventually got into our skin that we like this thing. So when he go to play in a party, he not behind the turntable, we behind the turntable. All them Dutch party and things. We used to like to be in that. We into that. We play the latest music. We know everything. We going down to Port of Spain and buying records. Coming back Grandy and all these little things. And again, you're traveling, you know. But when you're traveling in a group, 3-4 fellas go down the road.
Right.
The one with the car, so then we go with him. You load up in the car and you're gone. So all these little things you do as men. So 2 years ago, I went to visit the village. Well, we just call it the village. Sukram village. Well, I always a see boy because him and I, we bond all the time. So we went to meet another friend and say, you know, long way look for Vishnu boy. I say, where Vishnu living? They say, Valencia. I say, here one. Boy, I come in to pick you up a Sunday morning early and we're going to buy Vishnu house. But when we reached by that man's house, he didn't know what to do here. He did not know what to do. We used to see each other for maybe 35 years.
Wow.
But you wouldn't believe. 35 years we used to see one another. But all the mischief that we do came right back. Things we forget or wanted to forget came out in the open.
It happens. Yeah.
The Hindu school is our bazaar. The guys, all the bigger guys, say, here what? You see all our liquor they put in order, we have to win all. You know rings?
Yeah, training rings. Yeah.
So we used to go and buy the rings.
Yeah.
But the Hindu school was 2-3 streets away from our house and all where we live in. If we used to buy all the rings and take with time to throw, and then running home with a set of rings and heating it and expanding it. And coming back and winning everything, you know.
Yeah.
The plastic rings.
Yeah.
Then we say heat it and expand it. So when that batch go on to win,
Yeah.
once we won 26 bottles of alcohol. But we used to have Christmas party. We used to have a Christmas party in the street. So that bottles is for the Christmas party.
Right.
Wine and rum and all that. And I'm talking about I wasn't even 14 years old, you know. But that's what you're doing. So the fellas teach you, the older ones teach you that. The trick of the trade. What to do.
Yeah.
So when you meet up these guys now, when they were much older than we were, who's smoking the weed in them, they smoking the weed. And their father telling you, don't lie with them boys, they're smoking weed. Them smoking weed, we not smoking weed.
Right.
But we like to lie with them. And that was a fact. They used to come behind our wall. We had a 8-foot wall at the side of our house. Because after that was the forest.
Right.
And you smelling the weed.
Yeah.
That's where they come in to smoke. So my father know they come in to smoke there. But they know when time to go cinema and whatnot is that group we go in with. When time to go car racing is that group we go in with. But we not smoking. Because they'll tell you, oh, you're too young to smoke. You know.
Yeah.
Not even a cigarette, they're allowing us to smoke. You know.
It's true. Yeah.
So all these things, when you get older now at this age, you get together and you discuss that and you reminisce about something and they bring up something and they say, yeah, you remember when so and so happened, boy?
Yeah, that's all it takes, you know.
They used to send me in the cinema. The block seat, you know, balcony.
Yeah.
I used to buy a balcony ticket and go up in balcony and block the back row. Because they come in with a girlfriend.
Right.
Long time had balcony and box.
Yes, and pit.
Yeah. Well, house and pit.
House and pit,
But
yeah.
balcony in Ascot Cinema, they had box. So I had to go and block the back seat in balcony so they could come there with their girl to do the mischief.
Back in the days.
Back in the days.
Yeah, it was so nice. Yeah.
I think it was the best of times.
Of course.
It was the time that we would bond differently. It was the time when money did not matter.
It's true.
Status did not matter. It didn't matter who was rich and who was poor. We would go and pick up everyone. Guys who had nothing used to hang out with us, and guys who had a little bit, and guys who were working, and guys, you know. It didn't matter, you know.
It's true.
Race didn't matter. Class didn't matter. It was just we getting together to have a good time.
Yeah, I remember those days. Now it's so scary. You don't see that happening so
At
often.
all.
Yeah.
At all. And I wonder when people miss those kind of days,
What's
what do
happening
you
now?
have?
Yeah. I wonder what they think about.
What do you have?
Yeah.
That I could still meet these guys from my childhood days. And we could still do the things that we used to do. Well, to a lesser extent,
Yeah, yeah.
tone down a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but yet still have the greatest of
Yeah,
time.
the memories alone. It's
The
worth
greatest
while
of
sharing.
time.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to go and visit one of the guys, boy, and the children will sit down to listen to our stories, how we grew up.
Yeah.
My children and his children. They will sit down to listen to the stories of all the things we used to do and the mischief. He had a car that used to be so packed. Once there was an accident where a bus ran off the road and went down into a precipice. And when we pull up with that car, you know what the police told us? Like, always the bus, because 13 of us came out of a car. You know? 13,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
remember back in this, people full up the car, backseat, about 7 people, they squeeze up, they don't mind. Let's go.
Yeah. Man lie down on man. Man lie down on man to go car racing.
Yeah.
That is how we used to do it, pack it in like sardines. So women wouldn't do those things. They have to be prim and proper. If they're going out in a girl's line, everybody have to have their spot to sit down in the car. Man used to sit on man lap.
Yeah,
That no big deal. Women are doing that. We don't care how much we have to squeeze up as long as we are together. That was the important factor. So as you get older, now you're married, you have your wife, you have your responsibility, you have your children. Yes, you have to take care of those things. But you still have it in you that I still want to spend time with my friends. It may not be as often as you used to do it when you had nothing to do.
That's right. Yeah.
My father used to find work for me to do every Sunday morning, especially when there's car racing. Because you know why?
He didn't want you to do it.
No, not that he didn't want me to go. He was smarter than that. He know that if he find work, plenty work for me to do, all the guys will come and help me to do it. So the work will get done and then we go in car racing.
That's smart.
I used to think that, I honestly thought that he used to do that because he didn't want me to go. Until one day he told me, he said, why you feel I used to make you repack the warehouse? We had a big warehouse home. He said, why you feel I used to make you repack the warehouse on a Sunday morning when all you have to go car racing? I know Boy and Vishnu and Ramesh and Glenroy and all of them coming to help you. Because they want you to get it done so we could go online.
That is something that happened too back in the day.
Ashok sure know about that because them had warehouse home too.
That is a lot of friends will come and help you do your chores. Just to go and
Well, that's what
throw
I'm
a
telling
kite
you.
and
He
all that.
knew
Yeah.
that they would help me to get everything done before a certain time because we had to leave to go car racing.
Yeah, yeah.
So he timing all that. So in the evening time when I come home, he say, you know, you have to pack over the warehouse and find out what goods it have and do your listing and thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, God, pa, I want to go car racing tomorrow.
Yeah.
He say, how car racing tomorrow? No, he playing stupid, eh?
Yes, yes.
Is that car racing tomorrow? But the warehouse have to pack.
Yeah.
So I only had to make a whistle. Glenroy living down the hill. Gilbert living across the road. Boy living in the next house. Say, fellas, I have to pack warehouse, but I can't go car racing. They say, what? You mad or what? All of them come over. They see them packing and they making notes and thing.
Yes.
No, for now, everything get done.
Yes, and you're off to the car.
And you go off to the car racing.
Papa happy.
And he happy. He giving you the money to go.
Yeah.
My mother cooking it. And you know the funny thing about it? My mother get up in the morning and cooking extra dal puri for you to go.
Yeah.
Because she know we going regardless of what, you know.
Yes, yes.
But she doing that.
Yeah.
So that was part of the fun. It was part of the fun of growing up.
Yeah.
And that's why men like to reminisce about that. Because even talking now, the excitement that we feel when I talk about these guys is a love, you know.
Yeah, you remember so much things.
Is a love, you know.
Of course.
There's no animosity, you know. And of course, we used to fight and quarrel with one another.
Yeah.
Of course, that used to happen. No, I want people to think that never used to happen. But today, when you meet, whatever quarrel you may have at that time, that gone is water under the bridge. You know. You might bring it up and say, boy, we was real stupid. You know, what we fight for a coconut, boy?
Take a toast and forget
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And you move on.
Yeah.
And that is what strengthens you as a man. My cousin saying, only when you had somewhere to go, there's a fine work for you to do. That is so true. Because he was a market boy.
Right.
His father used to be in the market. And they had a warehouse home. We had store. We had a warehouse home. only when you have somewhere to go. And they know it's something that you like. If you want to go test match, you know, well, you have to go test match. Oh God, what's it?
Back in the day, it was like, I want to go Southern Games.
Yeah.
Man, I have to start on Friday evening, they lay down all the house chores to see me now hustling.
Hustling to get it done. Hustling to get it done. Your friends helping you. They're looking out for you.
Exactly.
Well, my father made the mistake. I used to like to wash car on a Saturday evening. Because when he come home from, those days stores used to close half day. I don't know if you remember,
I remember that.
So he'll come home from the store, we'll all come home from the store. Either we go on the beach or something, but on one Saturday in the morning, we're washing the car, leaving what you need to do. That car is home in the yard.
Yeah.
All the boys pile up in that and we go and make block and take it run. I drive in at 14 years of age. When police here, they say, boy, go home now, boy.
Yes.
What are you doing? The police are telling you not to hit your tap and send you home.
Yes, it's true.
What are you doing on the road? You have a license, go home now, boy, one tap.
Yeah.
But you could well drive, eh?
Yeah.
You could well drive.
I started off like that too.
We all started off like that.
Exactly.
Anybody who grew up in our era and did not start off like that, did not take a tush before you have your license, something wrong with you.
My years I drove without license.
Yeah. I drove from 14 to, well, I got my license in the States before Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
At 17, I got it in the States.
Yeah.
Right, because I was in the States at that time. And I got it there. And when I came back home at 18, then I got my Trinidad license.
Yeah, well, you know, back in those days as a little boy, when you stayed in those experiences with his cars and stuff, even a motorbike was involved with me too. And you have to be 21 years old before you get a license. That used to be cracking me up. Then they say 18.
Yeah.
I was
They brought it down to 18.
I was supposed to crack it. I drive so good.
Yeah, it was 21 first year, right?
Yeah.
But you telling young boys who in their prime, 14, 15, they can't drive,
I tell you.
and they have a car in the yard.
I teeth in that.
Our first drive was up and down the yard.
Yeah, we used to roll it out
Easy. Roll it down the hill.
Yeah,
And then started. We do that many times. Many times I do that with my father car.
Yes.
Many times my father feel like sleeping. Well, the mistake he made was to give me my room next to the back step.
Easy way out.
Easy way out and easy way in. But those are the things that, and you know, we still, when we get together, it is those things we talk about. And you know, we tell children play, don't feel like a fool, you know.
The thing that could fool us.
Don't feel like a fool because we been there, done that. We do worse than that too.
Yeah.
So ladies, when you see your husbands, or when you find your husbands are doing those things, especially the bonding with their friends and whatnot, and especially if they have had those good days. If they had those good days are embedded into them, and they would love to relive it. Because it is what keeps us young, it is what keeps us healthy, it is what keeps us good compadres with our friends. It is what we can look forward to when there's something that we need from each other. We know we could pick up the phone and we could call our partner.
Yeah.
And we could get a pull out. We could get that from each other. We had another friend, when he was building his house, we mixed concrete, cast the bottom floor.
That was another big deal when you have mega work like that to do.
Yeah.
He
He was not married, so the wife was cooking a pot, but they're strict vegetarian.
Yeah.
So it's a dal soup or something eating, with little dumpling and thing in it.
Yeah.
That's what eating.
Yeah.
Tupitambo on the side or piwa or some kind of thing boiling. And you go on there, fresh juice.
Yeah.
One thing again, fresh juice. And he used to like to make ice cream. So he used to make a pale ice cream before we come. So you go on there and they put down the work. We cast out the floor, we do what we have to do, we render the floor and everything, and we done. And you're gonna eat.
Yes.
You're gonna eat.
Yes.
You bathe in a barrel water, cold water in your tail.
Tell you. I remember those days. I remember back in those days when everybody came together. You just have to say, you have to cast something out.
My friend is reminding me about something here. I think he shouldn't bring it up, but I will read it. The only man to make a car fly about 7 feet off the ground for 100 yards, PAS 2060. Do you remember that guy? Yes, it was me. I had the only turbocharged car on the road. And I literally did that to save them from an accident. Ask me how I do it, I can't tell you, but it happened.
I tell you.
It happened in Ture. And the man who was coming towards me, that we were going to get an accident with, he couldn't believe it. He was a taxi driver, Lihim, Mr. Lihim, a old Chinese man. He couldn't believe when that car passed over him. Let me forget that. I have another friend, the same friend I tell you about who I connected with, he's from Penal.
Yeah.
He left Penal Junction. I live in Sangre Grande. I call him. I say, where are you, boy? He say, I'm by my father. I say, well, I'm coming to meet you. He say, well, by the time you come to meet me, I'll be home. His father lived Penal on the junction.
Yeah.
He lives in Clark Road. I said, no, I'll go meet you by your father. He said, that's impossible. You're coming from Grande. I pull up by his father. He now leaving by his father to go home. He said, you didn't call me from Grande. I said, where I call you from? He said, call me from by your grandfather. That my grandfather live in Biokal. He said, you could only come from Biokal. I said, 55 minutes from Grande to buy him. Let right hand, nothing. I pass on the road. When he said, let me see what that car have in it. I said, no. He had a 280 ZX special edition. He threw the key for his car. He said, let me exchange car. And those are the things that we used to do. Let me exchange car. I said, no, not this car. I'm going to bring this car for me. And Robert Amar bought that car for me. Never forget that. And I didn't even know him. I did not even know him. We became friends after that. We became friends because of that. He was telling his uncle that he's bringing 2 special cars in Trinidad. He's keeping one, and he's going to sell the other one. And I happened to be there with his uncle. I didn't know the uncle either, you know. I went to the uncle to buy a car. And I just put up my hands and said, I'll take it. He said, well, it's yours. I said, well, put it in writing. He said, I don't need to put it in writing. When it comes, we'll call you. And when that car was on the docks, they called me to take it out. He said, nobody driving that car but you. That is your car. Those were the days. But in those days, a man's word was his bond.
Yes.
When somebody give you the word, and I try to live by that. To this day, I just tell person, when I give you my word about something, that's my bond. Regardless. I tell you that, I promise you that, I make a promise about that, and men live by that code.
It's true. Yeah.
If a man tell you he's coming to give you a pull-out, something really drastic have to happen for him not to come. Because he will be coming for that. Good days. So you see what, when one question that somebody asks, and that is what I like when somebody asks me a question. When they ask a question, there's so many ways you could expand upon the answers. And I hope when the ladies listen to this, it expand their mind and make them more accepting of certain things that can happen. And not really sometimes, if you have cause to blame your husband for something, make sure you have proof. Don't just go blaming men for things, because we don't like that either.
That's right.
It is something that is rile me up. Because most men will tell you, if you're blaming me for that, I'll go end up doing it. Because I get blamed for nothing.
That's right, yeah.
I'm not saying men don't do that to women, but we're dealing with men and why men do certain things. That is the question that was asked. So don't jump down on my throat and say, well, men just do the same thing too. I acknowledge that. But we are dealing with one part of it. When men do something, don't nag them about something that they're not doing. Don't try to take away something that they enjoy doing.
That's right. And sometimes, on the other hand, they do what they want to do. And they enjoy that. Girls line. I have to go now.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet Shirley down the road and we're going so. And you just reply and say, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
You say, I'm going to meet Raj tonight. I'm going to pick up Raj at 10 o'clock. You're going to bust a line. You feel you're smart.
You feel every time when you start up, when you feel you're smart, you don't have a woman involved.
Oh Lord, everything's spoiled in your head now because you might say, wait back.
No, but it's a woman. The next talk is a woman, you know.
Yeah.
You maybe have somebody you're going to meet. Like somebody cooking for you.
Yeah.
I noticed when you was eating, you only eat half the amount of food you normally eat. Like you have someone else to go and eat her. Like, oh God, woman.
I tell you, that's the kind of...
Fellas just come and give me all the story, you know.
Yeah.
And when they give me the story, I just rock back and listen because I know it's the truth.
Of course, yeah.
I'm well aware that it is the truth. It is the kind of things that people will tell you, your wife will tell you, that will cause the strife or cause you to behave differently as a man.
Especially guys who, like I was, the last time you were here with me, we were talking about people of a different kind of ilk, like celebrities, you know, popular people. Sometimes
Oh, yeah,
you might be on your way home, you know, and on your way home, you meet someone who might say, listen, I want to tell you, I want to talk this with you. And next person come and the thing is escalated.
It happens to businessmen.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest, not some of the biggest business deal, you know, is done where?
In restaurants and bars and
A golf
stuff.
club, on the golf course.
Yeah, I know that.
I know men who just play golf, not because they like it,
No.
because that's where they meet the who of who's, and they make deals.
Yeah, and that's a very private place. You know,
Yes.
Even though it's in a big open golf.
Because
course,
it's you and the person alone
That's
walking
right.
for a mile.
Yeah.
The biggest deals in the world are made on the golf course. The biggest deals among Trinidadians are made in restaurant, in a bar, in a rum shop, in a hawk and spit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a hawk and spit. Me, I'm talking about a glorified rum shop, a hawk and spit.
Yeah, I know. I've experienced lots of that.
Because that is your watering hole, and that is where you want to go and sit down. Everybody, they know you. The friend time you walk in, take out a bottle so and fix it for you. They know what you'll drink.
Yeah, man might say, I have a little project I want to start in a break. I want to talk to you about it. But you ain't going to no office and sit down.
No.
It's somewhere.
Men like that,
Yeah.
men like that don't sit in office.
No. I tell you, I know.
We make our deals in Riverline.
Yeah.
We will invite those who we are doing business with to our Riverline.
Yeah.
And one of the guys will cook. We have 2 or 3 designated cooks. We have 2 or 3 designated helpers. And the person who come in line, they can't do nothing. You sit down and drink and eat. That's your work.
Yeah.
And we will talk business.
I tell you, I know.
And business will come up in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I've been sitting.
But the lime is the important thing to bond
Yeah.
and create that bond with you and I.
I've been with guys who sometimes I was just wrong. And they talking, they're conducting the business and they're talking and everything trash out right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
A man will say, is a car you want?
Yeah.
What is the problem?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I load. You don't have a problem, check me in the morning.
Yeah.
Do, fix up,
Give me your phone number.
Give me your phone number. Call this number, ask for me tomorrow.
I tell you.
And when you go in there tomorrow, the person leave the desk and come, hey, how you going, Harold? Come, boy, come, sit down.
I have friends who I saw and listened to cut mega deals
But I'm telling you,
over some drinks and things.
I am telling you that is how it is done.
Yeah.
Raj, you know I've been listening to you, what you say, what you say, and it's true. A lot of women think that men lie cause women involved.
Yeah.
Somehow or the other, but when the men do that bonding, they come home different.
Yeah.
And you can get them to do anything. That's true, you know. That's another thing. When your man come back from a line like that, and he relax and he enjoy himself with a friend, you could get him to do anything, you know.
It's true.
Because he already with the thing, my wife, make no noise about me doing this. He is saying the wife allow him to do it. My wife, make no noise, that boy. Sheila, what is I could do for you, girl? You have any dirty wares there for me to wash?
Yeah. I think it's a nice way of men when men come together. I mean, I'm not talking about crazy actors in the play who will do crazy things.
No, that's what I'm telling
When
you.
you hang out with guys who talk them positive thing and it continues and it escalates into more positivity and more positivity, you look forward to that.
But I will tell you something. In our days of starting off in business and whatnot, all our deals were cut in alignment.
Yeah.
Everything. And I'm not talking about underhand deals. I'm talking about making connection.
Yeah.
The same camp I'm telling you about. You know, much of the people we had to do business with, we would invite them to the camp to bring their family and spend a night with us.
Of course. I have a mega project in my head. It's been a brainchild of mine for years. And I've reached a position now where, David, to really make this thing happen, you have to, the guys who you will call on the phone and tell about this project, they might say, you only stay in the result, come and check me now, man.
Yeah.
And I will say, geez, that might create problems. I have decided, listen, if you want this thing off the ground, you have to
Do it.
You have to do it now.
Have to do it.
You have to do it.
Have to do it.
Yes, because it's not no small project.
You have to do it.
I said that I've been trying. I say, see me? You see next year coming here, I ain't telling these guys, listen, let us get together and get this thing off the ground. Because it's a mega project.
But look, today I met with 2 businessmen. well, two professionals
Yeah.
on something totally different.
Yeah.
And you know the project I have with the investment and whatnot. They talked into that. And I was like, okay, we didn't come here to discuss that and all, but it was a nice, relaxed atmosphere. We was having lunch.
Let's segue into that. You're happy, you know.
Yeah.
Because
And I was like, okay.
there's some results coming right there.
I will discuss it with them and I will send them what they need and whatnot. But it was not the intention.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least it was my intention, but that was not the intention. So real businessmen do not sit in an office and have a conference to do a
Discuss
deal
this
or to
extensive
no
phone connection, you know.
that don't happen there.
No, that don't happen anymore.
No, it don't happen there. With the same set of guys I'm telling you about, who we just make this line with every year. One sells cars, another one has a hardware, another one has this, another one has that.
Yeah.
Anything happen, because I need a car for so and so and so. Yeah, man, send somebody to pick it up. And it's done, you know. It done there. It done there.
Yeah.
Other people say, boy, how you just do things so? I say, let me tell you something. They know my word is my bond. I know their word is their bond. So we will not be saying things out of just saying it. When we tell each other things, right? As a matter of fact, one of them mad with me right now because he brought a car in the country and he wants me to take it from him. He already talking to me. He say, you tell me I'm coming to see the damn thing. You're rich yet? I say, I'm not interested. He say, but it's usually the only person I'll give that to. I say, I am not interested. But it is because of those connections.
Yeah, I've realized that, Dr. Raj. I've realized that. And I mean,
So
it's
ladies,
quite a
please
while.
understand that about your men. Eh?
Yeah, it's quite a while now. I can go back as to the days when we had a host here, Sudat. Sometimes he'll invite, these political hosts and talk people, and they would say, well, after the show, we go in here and hang out.
Yeah.
And the kind of discussion will go on there, and the results that will be derived.
This
from
is the
that.
thing.
Yeah.
When you have an impromptu life, that's another thing. Sometimes you go to something that's serious, and all the serious talk done here. You say, well, when we done here, we go my Roger, we making a cook for him, you know. You're going over, and you might say, nah, me ain't going by no Roger and thing. That's really where everything taking place, you know.
The real meeting is there.
The real meeting is there, you know.
Yeah, I've realized that.
The meeting is not here, you know. And they're testing you to see if you are of that ilk to come there and be one with them. That's where the test comes in.
I think that is very important. Because these days, people rather do that than talk on the phone. Your phone might be hacked, your phone might be bugged. That kind of business, that level of business. So men rather to sit on a one-on-one.
And they talk in code sometimes.
How you mean? Yeah.
Sometimes they're talking in code. Sometimes they're letting you know where it's at, where you could do this, where you could do that. One fella might have a piece of information, and he give out that piece of information because of the bonding. Recently, I was bonding with somebody who is not a friend, but we became friendly over the last maybe the last year. And he's telling me about a mega project that he's doing. And I'm here there rocking back and say, why this man telling me this thing? What if I'm a dishonest person and want TV idea by him? Because I could make his idea work for me. But I realize he trusts me. I mean, we're not friend, you know. But he trusts me enough to tell me about it. So
some people know you, the kind of integrity.
So we met up at 2 weeks ago. So I asked him about the project. I say, how that going? He said, well, I opened my thing, I'm doing so and so. I said, well, congratulations, I'll go and check it out. But I genuinely, as a person, if you open a business and I come there for the first time, I have to buy something. I will not leave your business place without buying something, regardless of what it is. If it's something I could use or not use. If it's something I have, I'll still buy something from you because I cannot see you with a business and not patronize the business.
Of course,
I have to make sure your business work.
Yeah, like that.
I am like that. I have to buy something from you.
I will support you.
I have to support. I strongly believe in that. So those who are close to me, I give them their business. I give them business. I buy from certain hardwares. I buy from certain places. If I have to buy liquor, send, like we have parties and they coming up, sending up, because that person is, for example, if you are a client of mine or a patient, and you have a liquor mart, and we have a function coming up, I'm not going to buy from anybody else.
Yeah.
Now you might be far to us away, but I'll call you,
Yes.
I'll place the order and say, okay, I'll send a driver to collect it. It's only fitting that you do that.
Yes, of course. Like that's a big man thing.
That is what men do.
Yeah.
Women will say, well, why you buy my heat price more expensive? Why you don't go? That doesn't matter. And that is what women will not understand. They will not understand that little thing. I'm a partner. That is his place. I have to buy from him. I'm not looking at price. He might be a little pricey. It might be the same price. We might be far off. So you go send quite down there for that? When you could get it right up here? Yes, I will.
Yeah. They don't understand that.
Yes, I will. I'm a partner, please. I have to buy from him.
Yeah.
I remember once I was looking for a certain product, but there was only a certain segment of society that was bringing this product or was dealing in this product. And I tell myself, I'm not buying it from him. So one day I was walking through a business forum, and as I passed in this place, the young lady in the place said, Raj, how are you going? So I stopped, I watched you. I said, I'm all right. Do I know you? She said, yeah, so and so and so. I said, oh my God, girl, I make you out. I said, so what you doing here? You're promoting for this company or what? She said, no, this is your partner place. I said, my partner place? Who? She says, this is so and so place. I said, you kidding? I said, send your truck by me in the morning. Send your truck by me in the morning. I said, I always looking for this. I never knew he was doing this. So we lost contact. I haven't seen him for years. I went, as a matter of fact, his wife, I went primary school with her. And primary school in Tamana. So me, I remember her. But of course, she heard about me, maybe see my picture in the papers or whatever. So she know who I am. So, and she tell me that immediately, send your truck by me. Because we are friends since childhood. Your husband is friend with me since childhood. So that's what you have to do. So we behave differently as men. We do things that may not seem logical to women, but it's very logical to us. We have our reasons for doing certain things. We know exactly why we do certain things. And again, it is our way of giving back, reconnecting, maintaining the relationship over the years, looking out for one another. All these factors come into play. The men who choose to be away from their wives because they fed up with their wife, they're going to eventually be separated and end up being separated or in a divorce or something. Because if you're using that excuse, the excuse is going to be worn out, and eventually you'll have to move forward, or the wife will end up wanting you, or you on your wife.
Yeah, on the other side of it, if women don't understand that, men tend to put out between.
Yes.
Get men into serious kind of bonding, like you said, and out of that bonding, business.
I think most men try to get their wives to understand. And I think a lot of time women close their mind to it. And they need to open their minds more to it. They need to refocus their energies and try to understand. Try to understand how men think along certain lines when it comes to certain things. And it is not always about sex. No, the man might be digging the wife for sex every day, But that's because he wants to have sex with his wife. Some women don't understand that also. They may find their wife sexy, so they want to have sex with their wife all the time. Right? You want to say, oh, every time so. So they think that when a man go out there and lie with the partner, because he always wants sex from me, he wants sex from another woman. It is not that. I'm not defending men, I'm just telling you, I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it to you. As they say in court. I am putting it to you that these are the behavior of men generally.
Exactly.
So our behavior at home with our wives, or lover, or girlfriend, or living partner, and whatever, is one way. The sexual part and whatnot is part of that. But it is not the same sexuality or the sexual behavior outside with our friends. We're not going out there to do that. The majority, that is. There are some who will.
Yeah. I think it's a scary situation. Especially now, to say that you're leaving what you have home and just going to look for something else.
Most men
fling or some kind of, you know what I mean? I think that's dangerous. I don't think that's...
Most men, when they go to line, and it is a boy's line, it is a boy's line. Now, of course, if a woman pass across, everybody go watch and make a comment.
Of course, that's
because we are men.
That's the nature of men.
We are programmed to watch.
Of course.
You want to tell me I seen a sexy woman walking in front and I will not watch? I will look.
How you mean?
But I'm not looking with lust.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to see if I can get she or get your phone number. I'm just looking.
Making no
I am admiring something about her. And if it's a bunch of fellas say, boy, you see the chassis on that? And of course, that's what we use.
Yeah.
She have headlights to kill, boy.
Yeah. I would use that term like, boy, bacchanal and she business. That's my
Real bacchanal.
Yeah. They say, my, mama.
Well, we have a thing. She have headlights like a Nissan Patrol. I mean, she have breasts like that.
Yeah.
But that chassis looking bend, boy.
Yeah, it happens. That's our man thing.
That's a man thing. That is what we will say. And we mean no disrespect from it.
No.
Because that's how we talk with one another.
Yeah.
We use our coded language that we each understand about each other.
Yeah.
And it remains right here.
Exactly.
It remains right here.
Yeah.
And worse yet if the woman smile at the group. You see how she smile with me, boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell all the fellas I had some, I get through. You get one part, you know, when you get through.
Yeah, you get through. It's a fun thing.
No, but not only that, it's ranks on your partner too.
Yeah.
You're pulling ranks on him all of a sudden. She smiled with me, you know, not with you, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, she was smiling with me. Why me not with me? But your back turned to her, how she will be smiling with you?
Yeah. Man thing.
Man thing is just man thing.
I think women should understand that or try to.
It's difficult, boy.
I know. Especially
Especially with jealousy.
Ooh.
I know a man going out with his wife. Go on to a dance with his wife. Well, of course, it had a set of ladies and their husbands and whatnot there also dancing. And he happened to be watching one of the ladies because she had some movements. And that will catch your eyes and you might dress back. Yeah, listen, man, my wife is talking to him till this day.
Tell him that is great. Bacchanal. They tell you I'm out here.
You going here with me and you watching the next woman?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they
Yeah,
want to close their eyes and walk around.
Well, if my wife used to get vexed with her, she would have been vexed with me right through.
I tell you, they don't understand that. They don't understand that at all.
And it's no disrespect.
No.
I think women, when a woman dressed to go out, she dressed to go out so she'll be admired, you know.
Of course.
And if a man look at her, she wearing that same outfit again, you know.
At all.
So she needs to be admired.
Yeah.
So you're doing her a favor by admiring her.
Yeah.
And don't feel lazy when you admire them, you know.
Of course, they like that. They love that.
You can't tell me a woman I want a nice pair of shoes. And of course, women like their shoes to highlight their feet. Or a nice sexy dress, or a nice pants and a top. And she looking to the nines. And she gone out there. And she knows she looking good. Or she tells herself she looking good. And nobody will look at you, boy.
No, that's crazy. That could send them crazy. That could send them really crazy. So that's
A man don't care how he dress.
No.
He dress how he want.
Yeah.
He shirt outside the pants. He beard him or be trim. He just going on the road.
Yeah.
If you like him, you like him. If you like him, that's your business. And that's what they will say too. He ain't doing nothing different. You know the only time, and I'm giving away something about men. You know the only time a man just changes his appearance and whatnot is when he already into an affair.
It's true.
When he already into an affair,
That is true.
he just changes his appearance and his behavior. Not when he's trying to get into the affair. Is that strange thing, you know? Women will change their appearance and dress to the nines to get into a relationship. Men don't do that. We get into the relationship and say, man, I have to present myself to the woman, boy.
Good later.
Yeah. But all the time when you were tracking or trying to get into the relationship, you were your ordinary self, you know. Let me say you're doing construction and you're in your construction boot, you're in your hard hat, you're sweaty and whatnot, and you're putting on chat. Let me say the girl, the woman working in a restaurant or something, putting on chat, and she, like, every time you go for lunch, your wife giving you lunch, you're still going to buy lunch. Go pelting chat, eh? Eventually you get through. And she say, yeah, I'll go out with you Saturday night. What?
Sharpest look ever.
What? That is when you change, and your wife said, well, why are you dressing up so?
Where you go? You have a date?
No, she ain't telling you that. Because she's watching you. Because you're dressing like that to go with the boys.
Yes.
That is when you change your appearance. And that is what is lick up a lot of men.
It's true.
They change their appearance at that time to create an impression. When you have already created the impression and you have gotten through.
I believe that.
Well, I know that. If you study human behavior and you study men and women and their behavior, you will know that. A woman will do it before the fact to get the attention of someone. A man will not. And I just give you the perfect example of it. And anybody want to debate that or anybody want to argue that, come along. And men will tell you, that is so true. When they throw in the chats and they're trying to get in the groove,
They press.
they're dressing to impress that time.
No.
It's however you catch them, whoever they are. That's what is happening.
It's true.
And when things change afterwards, I tell the ladies, rock back and watch him.
I tell you.
Rock back and watch him. Watch the changes that are taking place. Some men in real trouble tonight, boy. Some men in real trouble tonight.
You might have them get out of the trouble tonight. Because
True.
someone might understand, I never thought about it that way.
True.
Yeah. I think it's
He's
always
splashing
good.
on a little more cologne.
Yes.
I never forget a friend of mine. I always bring this up. He do anything. Had a pair of underwear in his car. Why find it? Judy, I will spoil my grandchild. I's a spoiled child, so I go spoil him. Judy is my dear friend from primary school. And the mistake they made once in high school is to pair us off. My friend who used to give trouble, Kishore, they put him to sit down with Judy and they put me to sit down with Beverly Stewart. It was never the same again in that class. They thought the girls would have cooled me down.
That was true.
Right, Judy? This is for morning. Yeah. So, she found the underwear and she confronted him. Who panties this? He said, what do you mean, who panties that? That my panty? She said, your panty. He said, yes, I see it, I like it, and I buy it, that's mine. Talk done. Take ownership, The man take ownership of the panty, boy. If I was his wife, I'd say, well, try it all, let me see if it fits.
Yeah.
She's so stuck. Now, the wife tell us this, This is not the husband telling us that to score points, She told us that, and so we turned to him and say, that is true what she said? He said, yeah. He said, I see it and I like it and I buy it, that is my panty. I will not have man and wife watching them like hawk. I'm not busting any man file. I just simply speaking the truth. And the truth will set you free. Judy, that's all I'm doing. Speaking the truth. Life is so wonderful. And if women try to understand men for who we are, it will be a lot easier.
Loving.
A lot easier on the relationship.
Yeah, of course. That's a fact.
That's why in my days of courting and whatnot, I always let my girlfriend, who is now my wife, know who I was in and what I give him. I never hide that. You know. This is the character that you're getting involved with.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm
good
not
when-
going to change that for nobody or
Yes,
nothing
and
in
when
the
you try
world.
to change it, you spoil so much what could happen good for you.
Because this is who I am.
That is it. That
And
is
I
it.
recognize the fact that this is who I am. And I'm honest about it.
I think it's a kind of one-sided situation when you allow them to be who they are. But they have this suspicion.
And I'm the very same way with my wife.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
They get to the
You be
program.
who you are.
That's right.
Do the things that you enjoy.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with that.
Neither do I.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't have to question you where you going, what you're doing.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
No sense at all.
So, I don't know if Ciara was listening to the program. We have covered that topic ad nauseum. We have a call coming in.
Okay, let's see who this is. Good evening, welcome.
Yes, hello, good night, Dr. Raj and Magdari.
Good evening.
Yeah, man, I'm really enjoying this night. This conversation here, man, it's real nice. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I
big man
mean,
thing,
it's
big
bringing
man
back, you know, all them long time memories and all these things.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then, have a blessed night.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
And the
very
good
much.
thing about it is one of the things that when I speak, I don't make things up. I speak from my heart and I speak from my experience. I have never had cause to make up an Nancy story. You know. My mother used to tell me off the bat, she said, you have a plaster for every store.
Yeah.
So, I remember once I got in trouble in high school. I don't know if Judy will remember this. We were in Form 5. Mr. Marin come down in this class. Everybody freed Marin. Marin was our PE teacher. And from the time he called out name, I stood up, you know, and said, yes, I did it. I always own up to whatever I did, you know. That was my character throughout.
Yeah.
I do something wrong, I know I'm going to get a cut tail, I know I'm going to get whatever, I own up to it and I take my licks. I take whatever. And believe me, I get plenty of that too. So with that, folks, I see Junior has walked in, so that's our cue that we're supposed to be wrapping up.
Yes.
Because Junior have his special program on tonight.
Yes.
Junior, you have Explosion tonight, boy.
Gospel, boy, gospel.
Gospel, you need
Divine
plenty of that.
inspiration.
You need plenty of that. Hey, you see what happened with my friend, boy?
Who that?
Toy.
Hey, boy, yeah, boy. Yeah,
I'm in shock, you know.
yeah. This we going to the party, we making a line.
I'm in shock, you know.
Yeah, boy.
Anyway, folks, good night.
Yes.
Until tomorrow night,
Yes.
when I meet up with my good partner here, Junior.
Family.
And we'll bust some files on Junior.
Yeah. The water we should on the neck.
So thank you, Dr. Raj. It's been a pleasure once again. Sexplosion Thursday.